Let's go down the list with a few of your newfound friends. What is the first word that comes to mind if I said like Dr. Jackie
Dr. Jackie is like the first word. She's like
or words?
mother, nurturing. She's wisdom. Like she's always got the right things to say. I really like her. I think I connect with her really well, even though I know that like we have a little bit of an age gap, but I look up to her and I think she probably looks at me like a daughter. I don't know, but it's a cute connection that we have, I feel.
What about Dr. Simone?
Simone is like my big sister. I love her. She gives me great advice. We also have a great connection. But she is like my big sister. We just will talk, tell each other how we feel, what we think. She gives me the greatest advice. She is my big sister.
What about Dr. Heavenly?
So I will say she's very opinionated. She definitely will say it how she feels. She speaks her mind. And as you can see in the trailer, there's definitely in the beginning some arguments there, between us, but you'll just have to tune in to see how that all plays out.
And finally, Dr. Contessa.
Contessa's cool. She's one of the first ones that I hit it off with right away.
Was, how like I like having watched Bravo and, knowing what this show is all about, was it harder than you expected in terms of, like we did see in the trailer, not looking for any spoilers, but like we saw in the trailer, like, it was a little bumpy there between you and Dr. Heavenly. Like, was this group of particular women more drama than you thought, or just kind of this whole experience was just what you expected?
Honestly, it's like, meeting any group of ladies, for me, I feel like you can throw me in any group, and I have kind of a very bubbly personality.
You do.
I get along with people very easily, and I'll say that, maybe in the beginning it was hard for me to get my word in, and just voice my opinion. And they have a lot of history to work out, so there was a lot of things that I had to learn, but eventually, they were hearing me out. They were learning a little bit about my culture. And again, like I said, my personality, I feel like, I think the energy that I give out, they loved.
Was that the hardest thing? Just, everyone does have a big personality, like just kind of getting your opinion heard.
I think that was probably the toughest in the beginning. It's just getting a word out.
There's a lot of big personalities in this group.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel from any of the women, just because we've seen somewhat of a divide, on this show and on all other Married to Medicines too, the distinction between like a doctor versus a doctor's wife. Like, did you feel that stigma from any of these doctors?
Yeah, but I felt like there is a division there a little bit. But for me, I felt like, I'm going to be real. I'm going to be myself, and I'm going to go in and not judge a book by its cover. I'm going to find out for myself, how I feel about each person. So there is a little bit of that, like an intelligent side and a not intelligent side. There's always a little bit of that, but I kind of had to figure them out myself and let them get to know me for who I am.
Right.
And not judge me because I'm Toya's friend.
It takes a minute.
Mm-hmm.
What was the best advice? Like, did Toya give you any advice, being her friend, of just like, here's my advice?
She definitely told me a little bit, about these women. She obviously has had issues with a lot of them, and Heavenly and even Contessa. And, she told me how she felt about them. But again, like I said, like I take it in, but I'm going to figure it out on my own, you know,
Yeah.
that's how I am, and you will get to know that about me. Like, I'm real. I'm not gonna like be a certain way or hate that person because you hate them. I'll find out.